scratch your eyes.
Hello, welcome to the Do Not Scratch Your Eyes podcast. I'm Justin.
I'm Carl.
And I'm Peter.
And joining us for the opposition view, our resident Bristol City fan, it's David from Forever Bristol City. Hello.
Hi, chaps. How you doing?
Well, I've been better, but yes,
Yeah,
no, right.
David doesn't even ask why you're wearing glasses. That's excellent.
No,
Do
he
not
hasn't.
scratch your eyes, and he actually has. There you are.
I have, yes.
In no sequential order, Justin is half blind. Carl has avoided a coma for the last few weeks, so we're quite pleased. And I'm all right. And I've just seen David play the clarinet, of which we're going to be trying to bullying him into more in just a minute. So we're splendid, sir. Go for it.
There we go.
That reminds me of that Mitchell and Webb sketch where he's got that green clarinet, and every time he plays it, someone does something they're not supposed to do. Look it up; it's quite funny. Anyway, we haven't come here to talk about comedy sketch shows. Bristol City. How's the start to your season been?
Interesting. Started off 4 games undefeated going into the international break. Made it a 5th. On course for our record start for a season for many a year. Then we had a bit of a disappointing period between the 2 international breaks. 5 points from 5 games after 11, I think, from the first lot. And then after the international break, we beat 3 so-called progressive modern English coaches in the space of a week. Liam Manning, Will Still, no more, and Chris Davis at Birmingham. Sadly, we came unstuck at the Bet365 Stadium and a bad day at the office. But a first-team squad, once again, ravaged by injuries. The latest to fall over is Rob Atkinson. And when City say a player is going to be out for 6 to 8 weeks, which is what allegedly has been mooted for Atkinson, we might see him by Easter. So it's a good season. We're playing you, and obviously, a third of the season will be gone by the time we've played you. You know, we need to get something up at your place, I guess, just to keep the momentum going.
I love the phrase about progressive young coaches. And now, obviously, during the time with you guys, a tragedy struck the Manning household, and of course there'll be sympathy for that. However, he did hightail it out of Bristol back to Norwich. It's not gone well as quickly as anything, and you brought in somebody else. Let's move on to Bristol City now, rather than worry too much about that.
Yeah.
Somebody who will be familiar to Barnsley fans, especially Mr. Gerhard Struber. Not Voldemort. We're not going to go down that route again. We've done that once already. You know, we're not going to go Will Smallboning the whole thing. He's follically challenged, and that's the end of it. But look, you've gone and got a gaffer who's got really quite some history, and I think he looks like he's come in and done good stuff. If I can just touch on some of his previous, going back to 2018, Liefering, he was a manager at Wolfsberger, not to be confused with German Wolfsburg. This is Wolfsberger from Austria. That fine that fine turn he did at Barnsley. That had a lot of people kind of looking admiringly his way. He went to part of the Red Bull kind of network, so he went and did New York Red Bulls, Salzburg Red Bulls, again back to Austria, and then a really interesting one. Before he came to Ashton Gate at FC Cologne, he was the manager up until 2 games to go. Now, just remember this, everybody, bearing in mind we all looked at Nigel Pearson and went, "Hold on, we've got 2 games to go. Why have we fired him?" Right? FC Cologne in 2nd place, still in automatic promotion place, and the Cologne people went, "Yeah, we'll fire him and bring in Funkel, who was a veteran kind of coach, who came in, basically got 1 win and a defeat. They fell over the line to win promotion, and all the pictures with all the trophies, that's all Funkel, like he's just done the whole season."
Yeah,
and Struber didn't get seemingly a lot of public credit because he was let go, and now he's come to you. I think this is a bit of you've fallen on your feet. This is some good work by the upper guys at Bristol City, is it not?
You have to give them credit for getting him in. I mean, if you look at his track record, he's not stayed anywhere a massive period of time. If you look at his time at New York Red Bulls, and he was headhunted by them from Barnsley, but his points per game is good, and it looks like he was harshly treated at Colne tail end of last season. Very much so.
Absolutely. In one, I think it was an odd one that was that was the case, because he's got a reputation, but it was the suggestion was that they worried that the pressure, he wouldn't be able to cope with the last two games. What a time to do it! How very, very strange. Well, let's have a look at the arrivals and that he's working with. An interesting couple of names on here. Well, three. Joe Lumley. No, not that Joe Lumley, but he's a goalkeeper that you bought in, but you've already shipped him out on loan, so not making any difference at Ashton Gate, but presumably one either for the future or one for the for the bank balance at one point. But you've gone and got Adam Randall from Plymouth, who was very interesting because he was very highly rated down at Plymouth. Be good to know how he's done. And Emil Rees, who was formerly at Preston and was one of those strikers that you sort of thought he should be able to do quite well, but he never seemed to really get firing at Preston. How have the new arrivals kind of set in, and how have Mr. Randall and Rees done respectively? Okay,
let's start with Randall. When we signed Randall, that's a good transfer. Picked him up for $500,000, I think, from Plymouth, and he's done exceptionally well. When we bought him, I thought he was going to be a replacement for Jason Knight, who we thought might move. Jason Knight's not out of contract until the summer of 27, but he's a very saleable asset. Injured at the moment. I have to say, this season, he has been more Jason Knight than Jason Knight. And the pair of them in midfield, they are very, very energetic. Sadly, at the moment, Jason Knight is out for the 6 to 8 weeks. Again, I don't think we'll see him till the new year. He was overplayed. He'd not missed a single minute of action last season at all. And I'll be honest, the last couple of games, Randall, he's carrying the midfield on his shoulders. Zach Viner, who's a defender, is playing in midfield. That's not his natural position. And Randall looked a little bit ragged at the Bet365. But a great signing, and at home against, up at your place, you'll see that energy is there. Emil Rees, again, you could say that's a coup signing. Our recruitment team gets criticised a lot of it down to what happened, how wisely they've spent money from the sale of Scott and Semenyo. But they got Emil Rees, persuaded him to come to Ashton Gate, and he's what City needed most of last season, a big striker up front. We're playing as a sole striker, and I would give him a B+ in terms of his. If I'm giving Randall an A- or an A+, then I'm giving Rees an A- because he's up there. He scored a few goals, tailed off a bit of late, didn't start on Saturday because did start on Saturday. Armstrong kept his place because he played well against Birmingham. But I expect Rees to start up at Vicarage Road, most definitely.
Yeah, well, interesting. Just looking at the goal scorers and assists, an interesting player we've discussed before, who looks like he might be also coming to fruition in Mehmeti, who you got from Wickham, I recall. Also, Scott Twine, both of those have got 5 goals. Emil Rees, who you mentioned, has got 4 in there. But also, it's interesting to see Mehmeti, Twine, and Rees also kind of chipping in there on the assists. Is that the sort of is that the sort of front 3-ish or part of that?
Yeah, I mean, we're playing with Rees up front, Mehmeti certainly wide left, Twine slightly in behind. Twine is at last showing the sort of form that justifying that $3.5 million price tag. He's scored one of his trademark free kicks so far this season. But, that's where the goals have come from. Unbelievably, this was prior to going into Saturday's game, even though we still talk about having a striker problem, we were the second highest scorers behind Coventry. Yeah, so that's an interesting statistic. One player you didn't mention when you were going through our acquisitions, and you also mentioned Joe Lumley, and that was goalkeeper Radek Vitek, on loan from Manchester United. The Czech, he's 22 years old. He was actually brought in by Struber, and Struber said this, through his connections at Man United, after we'd signed Joe Lumley to be understudy for Max O'Leary. Max O'Leary didn't recover over the close season from an ankle injury. So Max O'Leary is now back on the bench. That's why Lumley's gone to Sheffield Wednesday on loan. But Rajek Vitek's come in, and he has been a colossus at the back. But anybody who saw him at the Bet365, he had one of those bad days where he spilled the ball for their second goal, and a rare error from him. But he has been the inspiration behind a lot of City's defensive display, because he's 6'5" tall. He dominates his box, and he'll certainly be playing at Vicarage Road despite that mishap last week.
How is he with taking crosses? Because obviously continental keepers, and we have one. I mean, Norwegian is classed as continental, Scandinavian, whatever you want to call it. But we've got one of those goalkeepers. He prefers to punch a wide ball rather than claim it. 6'5", right? How is he with the English game and balls coming into the box?
I would say he commands his box in a way that you would have no worries. He's endeared himself to the Ashton Gate fans. His handling looks impeccable. As I say, on Saturday, it was a mishit pass by Meinhof. He spilled it, and Mubama was there. It was a good finish. He had very quick feet to capitalise on the error, but he's not put the foot wrong so far.
Very good. Very good. Well, what can I say? I mean, that looks interesting. So you imagine that Reece might start, but obviously it's that, and you've had the same thing. It's 3 games in 6 days, so it's going to be squad rotation, I'm sure, for us as we record. This is the Monday night before our Ipswich game away. Who do you have in between before we play you?
We've got Blackburn at Ashton Gate on Tuesday night. We're hoping we win that one, because I said a week ago, before we played Stoke, we've got, as you have, 3 matches in the space of 7 days. And I think, I was hopeful of getting something at Stoke, hopeful of getting something tomorrow, even more so now against Blackburn. I think Watford, because of the injuries that we've got, I think it would be a game too far. 6 players, this is up until last week, had started every game. He has given some youngsters a few minutes, Struber, but he's not rotating. And because we're playing Tuesday, Friday, as you are, I don't know what your ability to rotate is, but ours is pretty non-existent, to be fair.
We will see. We will see. I mean, we've got quite a wide squad, basically, bearing in mind we've got 5 pretty decent players almost every game who aren't even making the bench. So I would expect that, and people will know already by the time they're listening to this whether or not we saw a more defensive team put out because we play away at Ipswich. We'll see, but we would hope that we would carry on our kind of front-footed approach from last Saturday. But we will see. We will see. However, I think it is time that we brought David up to speed on some of the latest fantastic innovations that do not scratch your eyes with regard to, as you know, we've been pioneering fucking about on the internet for quite some time, and we're not going to go with untenable today. We're going to go with host with the most. The current score for host with the most is Do Not Scratch Your Eyes 2 EFL 1, of which, as David knows, he's past master with this. He knows he's representing the EFL here. In that. Now we're going to be going with Carl here. And what I'm going to do, we're going to be playing host with the most. Let's get this going and get you on. Bear with me 1 second. Edit point, not off.
Am I keeping scores here?
Can you see them?
I've got it on a very bright screen, so I should be okay.
Yeah. Basically, Justin's going to be in charge of scores, so we might get one half of the score, and we may just have to guess the other. That's fine.
Well, David is on the right-hand side, so he's got an advantage.
Okay, excellent.
Yes,
that's the kind of fare that we like. Here we go. So it's going to be, David, quite a very, very simple penalty shootout. 5 penalties each, and then we might go nearest the pin in case it all goes wrong, which, let's face it, it's very, very likely to do at some stage, right? So we are selecting players who have represented, been at the club, sat on the bench, done whatever, at both Watford and at Bristol City. And in order to take a penalty, you need to decide, do you go left or do you go right? But by this, it's which team did they play most for? Was it Watford or was it Bristol City? Now, this is not necessarily a game of the champions. This is on occasions something to do more with the journeymen players. But we're going to start with David. First of all, David, who did Steve Brooker play more games for? Was it for Watford or for Bristol City?
Watford.
Steve Brooker, he says Watford. He only played one game for Watford.
My word.
101 games this year. I said it was about the journeyman. 101 games for the Robins. Faltering start, but we turn to Carl.
Was that the 98-99 season? I mean, he's wearing a 98-99 season kit, but
Yes, that promotion season, isn't it?
Yep,
it is.
That's the one.
Yeah,
That's the one he's wearing there. Carl, are you ready, sir? Your penalty.
As I will be. Oh my God!
I've said about journeyman players. Has Danny Rose played more for Watford or more for Bristol City?
I'm fairly sure he was only on loan at Bristol City. He was on loan with us, scored a wonderful own goal.
He did. It was
and
spectacular.
then he came back and signed for us. So I'll say, this is a tough one. I'll say Watford.
16
games
in
piss and shit.
17 on loan at Bristol City.
Well, I fucking hate
he looks
that
like
guy.
in those pictures on the screen. He looks like he enjoys a pie, doesn't he?
He does. It does in a Watford shirt. I think it's the stripes. They don't cover it very well, do they?
Yeah, but he's got steak written on the front. That was basically his pie of choice, so that was fine. Justin, I don't think we've had any goals scored yet in round one, have we?
No, we haven't.
That's the level of enthusiasm for this that we've come to know and tolerate.
Well, you can't be enthusiastic with Danny Rose on your screen. I'm sorry.
No, you can't.
Well, that's all going to change. That's all going to change because we are going over to David's for a second penalty. Peter Beadle. Louis Teixeira. Go and look it up. Beadle is spelled Beadle. Peter Beadle. Tall striker. Played for both Bristol clubs, as I remember. Which did he play more for, though, David? Watford or Bristol City?
Bristol City.
I think that's a shout.
23 games for Watford, 24 for Bristol City. David, first, David's already got our number here, hasn't he? He knows this is going to be poor. Carl, we come to you. You've got to try to do something to equalise. A regular appearance on this particular journeyman. People we like to learn to forget. Matthew Briggs, more for Watford or more for Bristol City?
I've got no idea how many times he played for Bristol City. So with that in mind, I'll say Bristol City.
7 for Watford, 4 for Bristol City. He's only don't swear at me.
Sorry, it was a reaction. Sorry, apologies.
You can't blame me for all the things that Matthew Briggs did.
I knew he didn't play a lot for us. So I was like, well, we'll go with.
He wasn't very good.
No.
We can confirm that's definitely the case. We turn. Sorry, hold on. Before we do this, letting daylight in upon magic. Justin, what are the scores at the end of round 2?
I make it. Carl nil. Carl nil. David 1 because you said this is your chance to equalise. I didn't see David's point. Let's move on. Let's make it 1-0 to David.
Yeah, let's just give David a 1-0 lead.
It is 1-0 to me.
Okay, well there we are.
I got Peter Beadle right.
I was busy looking at his ginger hair when he played for us, and it put me off. Anyway,
come on, Dave. You've already played the clarinet. You're one of life's winners. On we move to Henry Lansbury. Now, of course, we do know that things went very, very dark for Henry, and at one period, he did end up playing for that lot up the road. But other than that, I'm sure he's fine. Who do you think he played more for, Dave?
Watford.
37 appearances again in a one season alone, 16 for Bristol City. That's good going. I think you're going to potentially be left stranded here, Carlos, unless you can tell us who did Chris Iwelumo play more games for, Watford or Bristol City?
These are tough this week, Pete. Old Lightning, I do miss him. Bless him.
There's none of your legends in this game. I tell you.
No, there's not. Is there? Do you know what? He didn't play a lot for us. There was that one season, I think. I'm gonna have to go roll the dice again because I'm not sure. I'll go. I'm looking at which picture he looks older in, but he looks the piss insane.
He looks older in the City kit, I think.
Does he? I don't know. He
I
looks
think
old
so.
then. Yeah, I'll go Bristol. No, I won't. I'll go Watford.
Goes Watford.
Oh,
46
thank
for
God!
Watford.
Thank God! Thank God! Thank God! Thank God! Thank God!
We managed to pull one back. Are we 2-1 there, Justin?
We are,
Yeah.
according to my figures, yes.
Excellent.
Yeah,
I
I
do
agree.
love,
I concur.
I
He
do
concurs.
love, I do
I
love the
need
guess
David to
himself
hit the
card.
crossbar in this one to let me back in.
Yeah, absolutely. David Noble. David
Those
Noble.
big shirts from the
Oh,
90s.
David Noble. I remember David Noble. What a player. Love watching him. He
Yeah.
played so many times.
I will
for
say
us.
Bristol City.
Damn.
Can I just say that Cole was really trying to throw in a curveball with that? Oh, I really loved him. I really loved him. He only had 15 games, 85 games for Bristol
I
City.
think I saw him play.
There was some top quality shithousery going on there from Cole,
There
but
was a
to
bit of
no
shithousery.
avail. No avail. Dave's not going to be falling for any of this chicanery. Again, another regular.
Oh, I love
Host with the
Myron.
most. Nyron Nosworthy, always seen with a lovely view here of him trying to control the ball and seeing it come off the toe end per normal. Who did he play more for, though? Bristol City or Watford, Carlos? You need to have this to try to keep it tight.
He came in on loan, and then I'm sure we signed him. And I think he was at Bristol City towards the latter stages of his career. So he was old when we signed him. I'll say Watford.
He says Watford. 56 games for Watford, only 7 for Bristol City. Justin, as we go to the penultimate to the final round, what are the scores?
Carl 2, David 3.
Oh, it's pressure. Bury this and it's all over.
Now, we're going with something particularly special now, because what happens at the end of a penalty shootout? Basically,
the goalkeepers take it.
You have a go at the goalkeepers. Now, goalkeepers, of course, can, well, let's face it, they can be at your club, and who knows how many they would have, how many games they would play, how many they might go to other teams and play. We come to David. Your substitute goalkeeper of choice is Rene Gilmartin. In possibly the worst goalkeeper shirt.
That's awful.
That's a walk.
Which one's awful? They're both terrible.
Both of them are bad. Yeah, old Rennie.
Did he play more for
I
Watford?
would say
or more for...
he played more for Watford.
He had 2 appearances for Watford. He sat on the bench for Bristol City, but never got on in the first team.
I borrowed a set of goalkeeper's gloves out of his boot once when he brought his car into where I worked.
Did he know that this had been the case, or was it technically?
No, I tried to give them back, but he'd left.
Are they the smelly Reusch ones that we
mentioned?
mentioned?
No, they're not the Roush ones. No.
Okay. Roush, sorry.
That's right.
Because we have a fine smelly goalkeeper gloves theme that we're continuing, David. Just to explain, we don't normally just go off like this.
Oh, okay.
Carlos.
Oh, Ben Hamer.
Ben Hamer. If we do remember, Ben Hamer played for Watford down at Bristol City, and I can't remember who it was who'd scored, but he basically dived about 4 seconds after the ball had hit the back of the net.
That was quality. It
was a quality comedy moment. Who did he play more for?
He had some good times. He did, Ben, for us. He kept fucking stupid bollocks out of the team for ages, didn't he? That's him. That's the one. I'll go Watford.
He's saying Watford. 22 games he played for Watford. Only 5 did he play for Bristol City. Excellent. Very good. Very good. Justin, what are the final scores in host with the most?
Cole 3, David 4.
Very good, gentlemen. That was tremendous. I'm heartily pleased with that. I can't believe that you've done so well, David. Fantastic knowledge of people who have barely even made onto the grass for Bristol City. That's very, very good information to have. I like that. I like that a lot.
Do not scratch your eyes.
It's time. It's absolutely time that we got to speak to David about his prediction, because we've done it for far too long. We've talked about other things, but everybody, what they really want to know is,
it's the DNSYE Completely Rubbish Prediction League.
No, God, please, no.
Excellent. Now, we don't have quite so many dogs quite so regularly, so the dogs are commemorated on the trophy. Dogs do occasionally turn up for no apparent reason, but it's much more simplified. David has been with us throughout the journey of the Completely Rubbish Prediction League and knows that in the past there have been strange kind of rules and reasons why he can't have his preferred score. We're pleased to tell you, David, all of that has been done away with. We have streamlined and not quite improved anything, but we've streamlined it nonetheless. You can have whatever prediction you wish on behalf of the EFL, and you can see currently sitting in second place. In first place is AFC Postbox on 18 points. EFL are on 13 points, so they could do with a good run. This last game, 3 teams went for a prediction, and strangely, none of them went for 3-0. The Patreons, and that was Greg Wendover Horn, said, in a very, I have to say, bolshy way, I have a good idea about this. I think it'll be good. 6-0. And we all went, and then we got 3-0. And at 3-0, I was thinking, oh my God, this could be amazing. Backgammon FC and yourselves also went for a Watford win, obviously much against Justin's very personal nature of his relationship with Watford. There we go. So, David, what do you think the score's going to be when the Robins visit the Hornets?
Struber plays front foot football, chaos. Our squad is stretched. I think you're going to beat us 4-1. There you go.
David.
4-1. This is.
But who's going to score the goals?
Justin's going to sue you for trademark defamation.
I am.
Right, this is your plaything this week, Justin. Come on.
Yeah, come on, Justin.
Friday night under the lights normally means we do badly. We don't play well against Bristol City over the past few times we played them. Or did we beat you last time? I remember you spawned in Boxing Day.
They have, apart from Boxing Day, they haven't got the best record at Vicarage Road, I seem to recall.
We beat us. We beat you 4-1 a couple of seasons ago, and then I think you beat us on Friday night on Sky last season. I think you beat us 2-1 that night as well, and I think we played well. I think we were unlucky that night.
You're
Twine
right.
had a long-range effort that might have made the scores go level, but our record.
Right. Yeah. Well, Carlos, I'm going to go for a home win. Then, you happy with that?
I'm ecstatic. You've said that. Yeah.
High scoring or low scoring? Do you think? Losers on fire. Isn't he?
He's on fire. He's on fire. Yeah. 2+. I would go. I'd go 2 and up.
Yeah. Should we go 2-0 Watford?
Let's have a 2-0. Let's have a 2-0.
We'll go 2-0
We'll be
Watford.
conservative.
2-0.
Who's going to score the goals, Carlos?
Who's going to score?
Very good indeed. I was at the Family Zone on Saturday, and I was approached by somebody who I presumed was asking for money or something or other. It wasn't. It was Brett, and he approached me with some dice, so I had to roll them. Here we are.
Right, we're going to try and keep this clean. Oh, Mr. Peter Remnant is rolling the dice today for Watford Bristol City, and my mate Andy from school, who I haven't seen for a very, very long time, from Watford Grammar, is rolling for Bristol City. Sorry, Andy.
I've got family in Bristol.
Let's make it a home win, surely.
Okay.
Just chuck them on the dice. Chuck them on the floor. Oh, okay. Watford, 5 by 6, 3 to Watford. It's 3-3. It's a 3. It's a Desmond 3-3.
Frankly, Andy's let us all down.
It's a Desmond 3-3.
It's a thriller.
Well, exactly. Why not? Let's do it.
And so to complete the predictions, AFC Postbox, who are leading, have gone Watford 1, Bristol City 0, with a pleasing empty Bristol City postbox. Very nice indeed. And the Patreons have gone Watford 4, Bristol City 1.
Right. So we're coming towards the end of this little podcast now, but I cannot let this go without you giving us a quick blast of Z Cars on the clarinet. Here he goes.
Here we go. There we go. That's it.
Perfect. That's good enough.
Lovely. Well done. Congratulations.
Nice.
Anybody in that house currently is like, what? Oh, David. please
Some
go
modern
back
jazz
there,
going on downstairs. What's
Hey,
David?
I like the fact it's a clarinet. It's a rare one to see. It's good.
Yes, it is.
All you other muses are guitars or
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
David's explained he's an Akabilk fan.
Yes,
so
that's true. Yes.
No, I took it up because I wanted to be able to play Stranger on the Shore. Don't ask me why. It was the theme tune to a TV series back in the mid-60s. Yeah, black and white. I can remember, and it was, I got a feeling, if you remember this name going back, I think she was an actress in it because there was no words to it, but Helen Shapiro, that's her name.
Oh, yeah. Walking Back to Happiness.
Justin, you might recall that, not because of your age, but your music knowledge.
Definitely because of his age, but yeah.
Walking Back to I've worked with Helen Shapiro. Helen Shapiro is married to.
Of course you did.
There's a bit of trivia for it. Well, I've got a very long story about all this. But Helen Shapiro,
Jesus of Nazareth.
It's just so
Helen
random.
Shapiro is married to, you know the film Scum?
Yes,
Ray
it's a great
Winston.
film. Yeah.
So the bald guy who's very angry, the Screw. I want you to name Carlin. You let him do ya. She's married to him. And when Helen Shapiro used to visit the theatre I was in and perform, he used to be sort of trying to do some of the technical bits. And I was trying desperately to get him to do that scene with me, and he was having none of it. I was going, look, I'll be Ray Winston. I want to be Carlin. I want you to bollock me. He said, no, I'm not doing that. So, yes, I am aware of Helen Shapiro.
And a good film, Scum. Very, very
Great
good
film.
film.
It is until the
Dark.
greenhouse scene at the end.
Greenhouse
and then
bit
it all
is
turns a bit nasty. But
Bit dark,
yeah,
isn't it?
it
But
is
yeah,
a
it's a
bit-
good film.
Yeah. Anyway, there's a little. So, David, are you musical with any other instruments, or is this your first go?
No, that's about it. I decided I had it as a Christmas present coming up 2 years ago. Sat in a box for the whole year, and then Mel, my partner, she bought me some lessons, and I can't get. You know what it's like. You have to get your embouchure right, and I was having a little practice before you guys. Before we got on this, and I just can't. You know, it's called multitasking, and my bottom lip starts flopping away. And you know.
What are we talking about now?
I'm going to say we've gone right off piece here.
Yes, I don't want to know about your embouchure. Thank you. No, well done, because it takes a level of sort of guts to play an instrument on a podcast.
Well, can I just say one of the first instruments that I played live in front of an audience was a triangle.
I remember it well.
No, I know exactly what you mean, David, about the pressure.
Yes,
and
the pressure of one
going.
thing.
You haven't explained the song that we sang that we played with that though.
Oh, it was Smells Like Teen Spirit. Yeah, it was.
Yes,
You don't need an embouchure to play a triangle, of course.
Well,
you haven't seen how I play the triangle.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
dear.
didn't use it much, but he was most definitely frothing from the lower lip, so that's good.
I was.
Yeah, and the fact we had to cue him every time as well is just absolutely fantastic. But it was
brilliant.
I've got it on video. Maybe we'll share this another day. I do have this on video. People desperate to go home from a very long show that we'd put on, and no, we're getting the guitars and the triangles out now. You stay where you are. Anyways, right.
I just think to this day, Kurt Cobain, was he still with us, would have seen that and gone, shit, triangle. I knew there was missing
should have done
something.
it. Yeah,
It was the way. It was the way forward.
He wouldn't have gone, where's my shotgun, is what he'd have done.
Now he's gone dark.
You're all dark to me.